So Nintendo just dropping bombs up in here. So I've only played one Musou game, and that was Hyrule Warriors. It's, the Musou games are a type of game I could have gotten more into. It's just there's so many other types of games out there that I do enjoy. I haven't really played more of them, but I did enjoy Hyrule Warriors. The only thing it was missing was a really good story. And, I honestly can't even remember the story of Hyrule Warriors. It was kind of a bit of a throwaway plot, honestly. I remember it had kind of a hot villain. That's pretty much the only thing I can remember for the story, really. So no, I very much like that this is a prequel game, and I'm going to have more to say about it after I react to this. So I'm going to react to the trailer first, and then I'll go over, some of the details that I've seen beforehand. But no, first time watching this, let's take a look.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
It's essentially Breath of the Wild engine. It must be. I'm very close to it. Oh, fuck yeah. Looks fucking gorgeous still. Oh! That was pretty slick. I love we get to see more of the Guardians. Yeah, I can get behind this Musou game 100%. So a little bit more.
I must protect everyone.
You don't, unfortunately. So a couple of things to talk about after seeing that. So I saw this announcement yesterday. Didn't really have time to do something then just because I had a bunch of work to do. Having thought about it for a day and what this game represents, at first when I heard a Musou game, I'm like, okay. I'm kind of like, whatever. But no, how many times have we heard about, in the Zelda lore, these great wars happening, right? For example, the imprisoning war that happened, trying to contain Ganon that we hear about. We're finally getting a Zelda game where we get to actually be in the middle of one of these conflicts. I would always hear about these conflicts that would happen in the ancient past in Zelda lore, and I'm like, oh man, I wish we could see that in some form, whether it's like, like an anime or something or whatever. So no, we finally get to be in the middle of one of these massive conflicts. It's in the exact goddamn same style as Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm assuming it's the same engine from what I can see. And I just think that's really cool, honestly. It's a good way to do that type of conflict for a Zelda game in a Musou type. I don't think they would ever go the strategy route, unfortunately. So no, that's really cool. And then the other thing I mentioned earlier with Hyrule Warriors, the original game, is while it was fun and enjoyable and you got to play as all these, beloved Zelda characters, the story was very throwaway. It was just kind of mashed together for this game, to explain how all these characters were together or whatever. At least that's from what I remember. But the gameplay was solid. I enjoyed it. But no, this is going to have a compelling story. Yes, it's a prequel, but it's going to be great to see how all of this goes down. And obviously it's going to be a really sad goddamn story, but I'm okay with that because we have the sequel. We know what goes down there. And one of the things with Breath of the Wild is I really enjoyed the original Guardians when we did see them. I liked some of the new ones as well. But I was just like, oh man, of course we get these cool fucking characters and they're dead, So at least we get to play with them finally. We're going to get more backstory for them, probably some more character moments between everybody, and it's going to flesh it out so much better. And the thing with this game is essentially now we're getting a Zelda trilogy. You know, we're getting the prequel game, which is a Hyrule Warriors game, obviously, Breath of the Wild, and the Breath of the Wild sequel. So it's going to be a long ass time, I think anyway, before we see another Zelda trilogy. So this something very special is happening here. And I think we should all just kind of sit back and take it in and enjoy it for what it is, right? Because we're not going to get another Zelda game with this amount of story to it, I think, for a long time. You know, at least within the same time period, right? So having said all that, if you've never played a Musou game before, I highly recommend you try this one. Absolutely, because Hyrule Warriors was an enjoyable game, even though I am not very familiar with the Musou series. And I think this will be a quality experience. At least that's what I'm hoping it'll be. I might have more thoughts on this trailer later after I analyze a little bit, but those are all my thoughts for now. What do you all think? Are you excited for this game? Are you disappointed? You know, and what are you hoping to see from it if you are excited about it? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for joining me for this game break. See you later.